Welcome to Cunning Quizzes. How good are you at trivia? We've got 50 bewilderingly baffling general knowledge questions here. Remember to keep score and let us know how you did. Shall we begin? Proceed. Which Greek goddess turned Arachne into a spider? Athena, Aphrodite, or Hera? It was Athena! She turned the weaver Arachne into a spider after Arachne challenged her. Blimey. Question 2. As of 2024, what is the hottest chili pepper? The Carolina Reaper, the Naga Viper, or Pepper X? It's Pepper X! Yes, this year Pepper X took the crown from the Carolina Reaper, both developed by American Ed Curry. An appropriate name, some might say. Sport now. Question 3. Who won the 2023 Rugby World Cup? France, New Zealand, or South Africa? Yes, it was South Africa. They won the final by a single point. Okay, question 4. How many octaves does a full-size piano have? 6, 7, or 8? It's 7. Yes, there are 88 keys on a standard piano, which comes to 7 octaves plus a few extra notes. A classic 90s TV show is next. Question 5. In The X-Files, what was the name of Fox Mulder's sister? Dana, Melissa, or Samantha? Her name was Samantha. If you watched it, you might remember Mulder's quest to discover the truth behind her disappearance was one of the show's most enduring mysteries. I'm still not sure what happened to her. Okay, back to the real world now. Question 6. In most countries, what shape is a stop sign? An octagon, a hexagon, or a pentagon? It's the octagon, apparently. Okay then, question 7. 20th century history now. Which event occurred in 1989? The Chernobyl disaster, the fall of the Berlin Wall, or the start of the Persian Gulf War? It was the fall of the Berlin Wall. This event preceded the reunification of East and West Germany. Okay, question 8. Which continent has the most countries? Africa, North America, or Asia? It's Africa. Of the 195 countries in the world, 54 are in Africa. Okay, a food question now. Question 9. In which decade were nachos invented? The 40s, the 60s, or the 80s? It was all the way back in the 40s. The dish's name comes from the nickname of its creator, Ignacio Anaya Garcias. Delicious. Okay, question 10, true crime. Where did the largest bank robbery ever take place? The Knightsbridge Safe Deposit Center, the United California Bank, or the Dar es Salaam Bank? Yep, it was at the Dar es Salaam Bank in Iraq. In 2007, thieves made off with a staggering $282 million, and they say crime doesn't pay. Okay, question 11 now. In which prehistoric age did humans start creating art? The Neolithic, the Mesolithic, or the Paleolithic? The Paleolithic. Yep, humans started painting around 40,000 years ago. Question 12. Okay, physics now. What does C represent in the equation E equals mc squared? The electrical current, the speed of light, or the amount of matter? Yes, it's the speed of light. The symbol is C because it comes from celeritas, which means speed in Latin. Genius. Right, question 13 now. What is the largest island in the world? New Guinea, Greenland, or Madagascar? Yes, it's Greenland. It spans around 2 million square kilometers, or 836 square miles. Right, next question. Question 14. Where were domestic cats first domesticated? The Fertile Crescent, Southern Europe, or Siberia? It was the Fertile Crescent. Yep, local wildcats first enchanted humans there about 10,000 years ago. Right, next is sport. In the Olympic triathlon, which part of the race is the longest? The swimming, the cycling, or the running? It's the cycling stage. Yes, the cycling stage covers 40 kilometers compared to the 10-kilometer run and the 1.5-kilometer swim. So there we are. Right, time for some music trivia now. Who wrote the song Valerie? Amy Winehouse, Mark Ronson, or the Zootons? Yes, the Zootons first released Valerie in 2006. The much more well-known version is of course Mark Ronson's, which had Amy Winehouse on vocals. Okay, question 17. Which of these songs is not from the musical Les Miserables? I Dreamed a Dream, One Day More, or Think of Me? It's Think of Me. Yes, this one's from The Phantom of the Opera. It's also not being sung by Susan Boyle either, so relief all round. Okay, a biblical question here. Which weapon did David use to defeat Goliath? A sword, a stick, or a slingshot? I'm sure many of you knew this one. It was a slingshot. Yes, in the biblical story, he used the slingshot to defeat the giant, and then he cut his head off with a sword. Right, jumping over to ancient Rome now. Question 19. Which Roman emperor was a Stoic philosopher? Augustus, Antonius Pius, or Marcus Aurelius? It was Aurelius. His work, Meditations, is filled with Stoic maxims on life. Okay, Netflix next. What is Eleven's real name in Stranger Things? Nancy, Jane, or Joyce? Her birth name was Jane Ives. She later took the surname Hopper after she got adopted by Jim Hopper. Okay, next question. Question 21. How many time zones does India have? 1, 2, or 3? Yes, despite being almost 3,000 kilometers wide, the whole country uses just one time zone. Okay, question 22. Which of these numbers is approximately equal to the golden ratio? 1.6, 3.1, or 2.7? Yep, it's 1.6 or thereabouts. Throughout history, this ratio has been used to create aesthetically pleasing proportions between objects. Okay, question 23 now. Who discovered the cell? Jean Lamarck, Robert Hooke, or Linnaeus? That's right, it was Robert Hooke in 1665, while he was using the newly invented optical microscope. Okay, there's a herbology question now. Which of these herbs has the largest leaves? Rosemary, thyme, or basil? It's basil! Yes, compared to the small delicate leaves of rosemary and thyme, it has broad shovel-shaped leaves. Okay, question 25 now. Heavy metal. Who was Metallica's first lead guitarist? Kirk Hammett, Dave Mustaine, or Kerry King? It was Dave Mustaine, who of course went on to form Megadeth after he was fired from Metallica. Yeah! Okay, we're halfway through this now. Which fencing weapon can score points with strikes anywhere above the waist? The saber, the foil, or the épée? Oh, it's the saber. Yes, it can only score points above the waist, including arms and head. Just so you know, with a foil, you can poke the torso, but not the arms, and with the épée, the whole body is fair game. Right, question 27, science. What is the heaviest element produced within stars? Lithium, iron, or carbon? Yep, iron is the heaviest element produced within stars. It has 26 protons. Okay, from the stars to the bottoms of lakes now. Which lake holds the title for the world's deepest? Baikal, Tanganyika, or Vostok? Lake Baikal takes this. It reaches a depth of 1,642 meters, which is almost 5,400 feet. Okay, now for some art. Question 29. What nationality was the painter Rembrandt? Spanish, Dutch, or German? Yes, Rembrandt was Dutch. Known for his self-portraits, his mastery of light and shadow has captivated art lovers since the 1600s. And so it has. Right, now a movie question. In the first Indiana Jones movie, which treasure was he looking for? The Sankara Stones, the Ark of the Covenant, or the Holy Grail? Yes, he was searching for the Ark of the Covenant, a face-melting classic. Nowadays, several places claim to possess it, including a church in Ethiopia. Well, whoever does have it, let's hope they don't open it. Question 31. Which treaty divided the world between Portugal and Spain? Alcaçovas, Badajoz, or Tordesillas? You know? It was the Treaty of Tordesillas. Yes, the treaty's dividing line was 370 leagues west of the Cape Verde Islands. Seems fair. Question 32. Biology. Which insect has one pair of wings? The fly, the cockroach, or the dragonfly? It's the fly. Yes, most insects actually have two pairs of wings, but some, like flies and mosquitoes, have just one. Well, I wish mosquitoes had no wings. Anyway, how's your knowledge of computer programming? Question 33. Which programming language is typically used for back-end development? HTML, C++, or CSS? Yep, it's C++. In case you don't know, a back-end language takes care of things under the lid, so to speak. Okay, next question. The Olympics. In which Greek temple is the Olympic torch ignited before each Olympics? The Parthenon, the Temple of Hera, or the Temple of Poseidon? It's lit at the Temple of Hera. This tradition was started for the 1936 Berlin Olympics. That's right, Berlin, 1936. Okay, geography now. Question 35. Which sea separates Africa and Asia? The Red Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, or the Baltic Sea? It's the Red Sea. Yep, it separates the northeast of Africa from the Arabian Peninsula. Rightio. Okay, question 36. What event is known as Black Thursday? The sales day after Thanksgiving? The first day of the 2008 crisis? Or the first day of the Wall Street crash? Yes, it refers to the catastrophic stock market crash that occurred on October the 24th, 1929. Otherwise known as the Wall Street crash. Question 37 now. Where did the suffragette movement originate? Lyon, Manchester, or Antwerp? It was in Manchester. Yes, the suffragettes fought for women's voting rights in early 20th century Britain. Okay, question 38. The Lion King shares a key similarity with which work by Shakespeare? King Lear, Hamlet, or Othello? It's Hamlet. In both stories, the king's brother arranges the murder of the king. Other similarities exist too, such as the challenges for the prince and singing Hakuna Matata. Okay, question 39. Here's a biology question for you. In taxonomy, what is the name for the order of bats? Carnivora, Chiroptera, or Dermoptera? It's Chiroptera. Yes, it literally means hand wing in Greek. Okay, so now a question about Lewis Carroll. Apart from being a writer, what was Lewis Carroll's other profession? A doctor, a historian, or a mathematician? He was actually a mathematician. Apart from writing the kids' classics Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, he also wrote 10 books on mathematics. 10 books on mathematics, 10 questions left. Leap years now. Which of the following years was not a leap year? 1900, 1940, or 2000? It's 1900. There's a mathematical way to work this out. Do you know it? Anyway, question 42. Which novel was Stephen King's first published work? The Shining, Salem's Lot, or Carrie? Oh, it was Carrie. Published in 1974, this telekinetic prom drama later became a huge movie starring a young John Travolta. Inventors now. Question 43. The creator of the Nobel Prize, Alfred Nobel, was originally famous for inventing what? The nuclear bomb, antibiotics, or dynamite? He was famous for dynamite. The story goes that he once read his own obituary in which he was called the Angel of Death. He was so horrified that this would be his legacy that he set up the Nobel Prize to honour the world's peacemakers. Well, public relations, eh? Question 44. Poetry. Who is the author of the poem The Raven? William Blake, Edgar Allan Poe, or Charles Baudelaire? Of course, it was Poe. Known for his mysterious and macabre writing, he himself died under strange circumstances at the age of 49. Okay, question 45. Which Persian empire collapsed due to the Islamic conquest of its land? The Parthian Empire, the Achaemenid Empire, or the Sassanid Empire? Yes, it was the Sassanid Empire. Spanning from present-day Iraq to Central Asia, it fell in the 7th century. Okay, medicine's up next. Question 46. What is the name for the study of dosage? Dosology, posology, or pharmacokinetics? It's posology. This branch of pharmacology deals with appropriate dosages for medications. For the others, well, dosology is made up, but pharmacokinetics is actually the study of how medicine moves around the body. Okay, question 47. Which style of music is Carlos Gardel known for? Tango, salsa, or flamenco? It was tango. Yes, the French-born Argentine Carlos Gardel died in a plane crash at the height of his fame, becoming a tragic hero in much of South America. Oh dear. Right, last sport question now. In Olympic archery, how many arrows does each archer shoot in the ranking rounds? 48, 64, or 72? It's 72. 64 archers each shoot a total of 72 arrows, which are divided into sets of 6. Bullseye! Sci-fi literature now. Who wrote the Foundation trilogy? Robert A. Heinlein, Arthur C. Clarke, or Isaac Asimov? It's Asimov. Yes, in the trilogy, a scientist develops a science called psychohistory, which predicts and manages the behavior of people. Well, I'm glad nothing like that actually exists. Final question. Who created the first algorithm for a machine? Ada Lovelace, Alan Turing, or Steve Jobs? It was Ada Lovelace. A writer and mathematician, as well as the daughter of the poet Byron, she described an algorithm for Babbage's analytical engine in 1843. Okay, that's 50 general knowledge questions done. Let us know how you got on. Thank you for watching. Cheerio.